Let's be resilient in our stance to prevent violence against children. Hello, I'm Adrian Atkinson and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. Special attention has been given to enforcement and sensitization initiatives to protect our children. And we continue the focus with excerpts from Bless the Children Vigil. Also in the show, the Social Development Commission, working to build communities and spreading the message that crime doesn't pay. Those plus the news of the day right after this message.
Hello everyone, I am Zondre Mohansi, OCR Associate Child Ambassador for Region 6, Clarendon and St. Catherine. As a participant in the OCR's Child Participation Program, it is my role to be the voice of the OCR in advocating for the rights of our nation's children. I am imploring all our youths to exercise their right of participation, especially now in Youth Month, and remember to care and protect, not harm and neglect our nation's children. Be not moved. Good day, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith and this is your JIS News for Thursday, November 21. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, is reporting that the short-term prospects for the Jamaican economy are positive.
And this is based on an expectation of continued strengthening of productive activities in most industries.
PIOJ's Director General was speaking Wednesday as he reported that after 6 consecutive quarterly declines, the economy rebounded with a marginal increase in real GDP of 0.6% for the July to September quarter.
Outturn for July to September largely reflected the impact of improved weather conditions and initiatives geared at improving productivity and output, which supported growth in agriculture, an increase in capital expenditure by key public bodies, and an expansion in the volume and value of mortgages disbursed, improved performances in mining and tourism.
Projection for the October to December quarter is that real GDP should see further growth within a range of 0.5 to 1.5%. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, has joined forces with the police, student organizations, principals, and other stakeholders to address reported antisocial and other inappropriate behaviors by students at the Halfway Tree Transportation Center. JUTC Managing Director Colin Campbell said marshals had been posted at the center, particularly on a Friday, to help reduce the bundling of students in the center. The marshals are mainly former teachers and representatives of various parent-teacher associations.
It has been fairly successful. We have had a much listening of the build-up of kids in there on Friday evenings, and we have been able to move out in a better way and in a way that matches the transport flows in the evening.
The health sector has been strengthened with the arrival of 20 Cuban medical professionals who will be delivering services across the 4 regional health authorities. At a welcoming ceremony on November 15, held at the Bustamante Hospital for Children, Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson said 2 pathologists and 3 dentists being among the group was historic and significant. He said the pathologists would facilitate quicker turnaround times for test results in the National Public Health Lab.
The dentists will allow us to place more focus on dental health care, especially at the community level.
The other health professionals in the group include 3 general practitioners, 1 neonatologist, 5 neonatology nurses, 1 primary healthcare nurse, 4 nephrology nurses, and 1 nephrologist. Industry, Investment and Commerce Minister Anthony Hilton has endorsed a community-based initiative to improve living conditions of Trenchtown residents. Minister Hilton says the recently held Trenchtown Trade and Investment Fair can only serve to improve the economic circumstances of inner-city communities.
This effort is important to the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, and we are prepared to work closely with community-based initiatives such as this to make available the necessary assistance.
The Trade and Investment Fair held last Saturday at the Emancipation Park featured community-based micro-entrepreneurs showcasing and selling their goods and services. Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller, is appealing for Jamaica to renew its commitment to road safety. The Prime Minister said this was a national imperative in her message marking World Day of Remembrance for Road Crash Victims, presented by Attorney General Patrick Atkinson on November 17.
I urge all of us to recommit ourselves to the vital goal of road safety. Jamaica must return to a downward trend in road fatalities. We must practice responsible road usage as part of a lifestyle change.
And finally, 253 Jamaicans who have given at least 25 years of service to the public sector have been honored for their contribution to national development. The Civil Service Long Service Medals were presented to the 2013 recipients in a ceremony at King's House Wednesday. Minister with responsibility for the public service, Horace Daly, said the award was a small token from a grateful nation.
No amount of awards can fully express a nation's gratitude to today's awardees. However, it is hoped, certainly by me, that this event shows some form of recognition of their stellar contributions to the public service.
The JIS's Enthros Campbell was previously named the 2013 Civil Servant of the Year. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
Bamboo growers, companies involved in the manufacturing of bamboo products. Get registered with the Bureau of Standards Jamaica. The BSJ is a member of the International Network for Bamboo and Rattan, and the government of Jamaica wants to develop a standard-led bamboo industry that could lead to job creation and economic growth. Companies, your products could be stamped with the regionally recognized Jamaica Made Mark certification and the National Certification Mark. Get registered and receive quality training and international certification. For more information, call the Bureau's Special Projects Department at 926-3140 or visit the BSJ at 6 Winchester Road, Kingston 10.
Reflecting on the negative issues that can and are affecting our children and resolving to take action to stop the abuse now. That was the show of support from persons who turned up for the Bless the Children Vigil at Emancipation Park to observe World Day for the Prevention of Child Abuse. We have the highlights.
We're crying for our children, leave them alone. We're crying for our children, don't hurt them no more. We're crying for our children. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
A teenager pulled into a vehicle on her way to school, sexually assaulted, murdered, and discarded along the side of the road. A child almost chopped to death by her own father. An 11-year-old child shot and killed in her community, the victim of gang crossfire. Children are attacked as family feuds and gang vendettas play out in our communities. And toddlers and young children are brought into health and social service agencies stricken with sexually transmitted diseases because they have been violated. These are just a few of the disturbing images of the assault against our children experienced over the last year in our society.
We're crying for our children, leave them alone. We're crying for our children, don't hurt them no more. We're crying for our children. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Since the Office of the Children's Registry started through the Child Development Agency in 2007, we collected 455 reports of child abuse, and to date, up to the 30th of September, we have recorded 8,030 cases of child abuse with 42 days to go in this calendar year.
The Jamaica Constabulary Forces Statistics Department indicates that in less than 4 years, 206 of our nation's children have been murdered. The Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, CISOCA, showed that for the comparative period January 1 to November 18, 2011 to 2013, 3,739 cases ranging from rape and sexual assault to cruelty to the child and incest that have been reported to the police. So far, we have arrested 1,312 of those perpetrators. The reality, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot continue like this.
We have to put a stop to all of the murder and the rapes we have won against the youths of the future. Yeah, come make we go down on we knees and back. We can't take it aside, for the youths of the future shall be great. Yes, we're crying for our children.
It is only in confronting these issues of child abuse that we will ensure that these cowardly acts against our children never happen again.
If all of us take a stand, child abusers will have nowhere to hide. End violence against children now, and commit to protecting and nurturing all of us.
And we will encourage all of us here today to report child abuse or missing children. It is our responsibility to ensure that those 314 children who are still missing from those 1,700, that they return home safe.
Dear Mr. Jesus, please tell me what to do. But please don't tell my daddy, but my mommy hates me too.
Please don't let them hurt your children. Oh, we need love and shelter from the storm.
Any one of our children can be a part of these statistics. And what we have to try to do moving forward is to use every opportunity that we have to educate our children about ways of preventing themselves from becoming victims of crime.
Child protection and child abuse prevention is a job for all of us. I urge each of us to recommit to ending the violence against our children. Speak out against child abuse. Don't turn a blind eye. Enough is enough. Let us create a Jamaica fit for children.
Me tired and hear the news, say we lose another youth. We're crying for our children, leave them alone. We're crying for our children, don't hurt them no more. We're crying for our children. We're crying for our children. We're crying for our children. We're crying for our children.
I wonder where Chantal live. You know me can't find him for wait. I know when they know. Watch me honey. Hey Chantal, where you watch? GIS.
No most you know say that the program are the best.
Them always the places where you have progress. I'm here to them there. Don't me now fi guess.
I must Manchester's finest.
Hey, hide the remote, not change the station. Cause we soon come back with more information from the school and the station where you number one. From the school and the program where you number one.
A healthy and educated people living in a clean, natural environment, reducing crime, improving the justice system and governance, building a prosperous economy. It's not just a vision, it's reality. Learn about the plan. Join the vision.
My country, Jamaica, has a rich heritage and is very unique. If we all pull together, we can make it the place of choice to live, work, raise family, and to do business.
For more information on Vision 2030, call the Planning Institute of Jamaica or visit vision2030.gov.jm, your parish library, school library, or the Jamaica Information Service.
Helping communities to achieve a desired sustainable productive level falls within the mandate of the Social Development Commission, SDC. And through programs such as the Interagency Network, which provides manpower to coordinate activities, and money for development from the Community Capacity Grant, communities are realizing growth and development.
Citizens, community groups and the local authorities working together to complement government's efforts for Jamaica's continued development. That's the vision behind the thrust for effective local governance structures. Community Development Committees, CDCs, Parish Development Committees, PDCs, and other organizations operating at the parish and local level have to be strategic in getting the participation of ordinary citizens. In January 2013, government allocated funds for a governance capacity grant to these organizations, money they can use to develop programs to strengthen their relationship with the citizens they serve.
They can have training activities, training exercises, workshops. They can have parish forum where they have interface between the different stakeholders within the parish. They can use an initiative such as sporting activity, which they would use to promote the activities of the community, let more persons be aware. Then they can also have different persons coming on board, partnering with them.
The payout of the grant is being organized by the Social Development Commission, the SDC, one of the local government ministries' vehicles for community upliftment. But before these institutions can benefit from funding, they will have to satisfy some criteria, including being active for more than 6 months.
They would have to be working with the Social Development Commission. They would have to be assessed within the last year. And the assessment that we're speaking of is an assessment that would be done along with the SDC. They have to have a constitution, and they also have to have 3 of their last minutes to submit.
In addition to providing those documents, they are required to fill out an application form which can be accessed on the Social Development Commission's website, at the parish offices or the head office in Kingston. Application deadlines fall at the end of the last month in each quarter, March, June, September and December. Then a 1-month appraisal period follows.
Upon receiving news that you have been awarded this grant, we're going to give you a 10% deposit in a bank account. Then the 90% that's remaining, that money will be paid directly to suppliers based on what is the initiative that you're putting on.
Beneficiary institutions will need to provide periodic progress reports and financial statements to help monitor the process. Monies not used for the intended purpose will be remitted to the SDC, and that organization will be barred from applying for funding for at least 2 years. Not only is the SDC organizing funding for community governance initiatives, but institutional support as well through the establishment of interagency networks. These are structures at the parish level intended to facilitate effective collaboration across community entities to influence development.
What we are supporting is for all agencies, public or private, to come together to work in a coordinated way, to collaborate, to ensure that we share resources, we limit wastage, and that we work with the aim of improving the quality of life of residents by listening to what they have to say and designing responses where we need to design appropriate responses to achieve that ultimate objective.
So here's how it works. Within each parish, agencies operating at the community level can come together, share information, and develop collaborative priority plans for improving the lives of residents.
The interagency network is not designed to usurp the role and our function of any one particular entity. It's about each entity that is in that network for them to find an opportunity to share what it is that they do and to know what is happening at the community level, the resources that they have and how they can best respond.
They're being developed to realize some basic objectives: encourage effective collaboration, identify community priority areas and appropriate responses, respond to gaps in the provision of services at the community level, identify support systems required for individual agencies to carry out their work, align local development initiatives within national priorities, and increase people participation in governance and policy development. The SDC will help to create a structured network and sharpen the relationship with other bodies. Networks have to be named, a constitution created, and a structured system formulated for gathering information, like meetings.
There are many times when agencies would have designed their work plan without having consultations with community groups, without knowing exactly what are the issues that communities want them to focus on. So the Inter Network provides also that mechanism, that interface, where communities can also say directly to agencies, these are the issues that face us. And also that the entities can look on development orders, development plans, development issues, things that are really affecting communities, and have those things influence how they design their work plans.
Several parishes have already established vibrant interagency networks like Manchester, St. Catherine, Trelawney, and St. Anne. Community members and those involved in the different groups are free to become members of the network in their parish. For additional information or to partake in any of these two initiatives, contact the SDC office in your parish or the head office at 22 Camp Road, Kingston 4, telephone 928-8304, or visit their website at sdc.gov.jm.
Don't forget, no, just to know yourself's a blessing. Don't forget, no, second guessing is regressing.
Me a 15, me not run down no baby daddy, me a stay in a school, be married, get my education, so young girls, if you no mess up, get up, brush off, and remember, nourish.
We have often heard the saying, crime doesn't pay, a reality that has been testified by many who have suffered the outcome. But through the Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP, reformed inmates are reinforcing the serious consequences of crime with the hope of curbing the very thought of wanting to engage in wrongdoing. Their message starts with the youth.
I was like a rebellion against the system, but that never was the way, Virgin.
I was convicted and sent to prison. Spent 14 years on death row, only see 5 minutes of sunlight each day for 14 years. I was taken to the gallows and was supposed to be hung. Twice they built coffin for me and twice they dig hole. But God knows best.
Men who have made wrong choices in their past.
These are men who were either incarcerated or persons who were informal enforcers, as we say in Jamaica. These were persons who had no regard for law and order, who have actually, by whatever means possible, by whatever stimuli, have actually decided that they don't want that life anymore. They want to actually be positive role models in society.
Now they are sharing their experiences with the determination of reaching out to the youths and even their peers to not make the same mistakes they did. And by so doing, they are helping to restore and preserve the society's value system, thus securing the rock with their message.
Changetown youths, top up love, delete violence. Things take time to do if you take time to do it. Changetown youths, focus, take life serious.
we are trying to help them to realize that crime and violence is not something that is good. It's something that will destroy the society and the entire family. And once the family is destroyed, then the society will be destroyed.
Men with a Message is an initiative out of the Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP. The group, which consists of 10 men, was identified by CSJP's community action officers from among the program's many participants. Having received vocational and skills training, placed in jobs and managed to maintain clean police records for at least 2 years, the young men successfully navigated the interview process and were made ready for their mission. Armed with a different attitude, these men are now fighting against the same plague that once struck them: crime, violence, and lack of education.
To live a better life and to act in a better manner, education is the surest guarantee for a better life. You can't constantly do something when not giving you a good result. That's madness. That was how I define badness. So who I run down badness and madness. Because I was in it, so now listen keenly. So any man out there come for you, so I go to the eye there, all them can get to know.
It is reported that young men between the ages of 15 and 25 are most vulnerable to criminal activities. So, as part of the CSJP's initiatives within volatile communities, Men with a Message have been going into youth clubs and schools through the Safe Schools program to deliver their message of transformation.
I definitely want these youngsters to understand that crime on our whole is not something that they should want to indulge in. We know we cannot totally eliminate crime and violence from the society, but at least we can help to minimize it to a tolerable level.
Principals have actually reported that after Men with a Message have come and spoken to the students, delinquent students have actually been the ones now to curb the other students. There have actually been cases where students have been collecting knives from other students as a result of Men with a Message coming and speaking to them.
It doesn't have to be that we have gunmen around and so on, but it has to be that they understand that when they become men themselves, they have to become men of standard, men of worth, men of value. And that is what our society needs. And so many of these boys lack seeing men who are role models in this way.
I would like to see from this program youth getting the benefit that I know is there, because I am also a recipient of the program.
The common good of the society of Jamaica, which should always be the new name of justice, cannot be achieved by means of violence, because violence destroys what we intend to create.
These may seem like just words, but not to these men. With the CSJP operating in 50 communities, the men are spreading their message that change is possible and that the cycle of violence and underachievement from the inner city can be broken. And they are also living testimonies that the CSJP's programs actually work.
Jamaica, join with us to secure the rock. Top up love, delete violence. Jamaica youths, blessed love.
I'm on the rock, I'm on the rock. Higher than I and higher than I.
Our children should be guaranteed a safe environment to live, play, attain a good education, and realize their full potential. It is the responsibility of every adult to report all cases of known or suspected child abuse, known or suspected cases of missing children. An appeal from the Children's Registrar, Greg Smith, and endorsed by the JIS. And that's how we close the show for today, but join us again tomorrow when we do it all over again. For information and updates on our programs, please visit our website, jis.gov.jm. You may also send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or a tweet at JIS News. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.